The year is 2015. Taylor Swift and Katy Perry are at the absolute heights of their careers. Taylor Swift had finally decided to stop flirting with pop and fully embrace it with 2014's 1989, transforming her from a country pop act who followed the path Shania Twain blazed into a full-fledged clean-cut pop princess. Taylor Swift's start in the country world gave her a distinguishable identity amongst her peers, who famously played to their strengths with dance-focused pop. Katy Perry, who's one of her peers, started off her career drastically different in the mainstream landscape. She broke out with an immediate edginess with songs like I Kissed a Girl and Hot and Cold, and for the most part, they were very effective in showcasing Katy's knack for controversy in a good pop single. But by the time 2010's Teenage Dream came around, Katy had traded in her too cool attitude for cartoonish costumes and even sweeter melodies. She seemed to have no interest in being the edgy wildcard that her first record has shown her as. And that will become even more apparent with 2013's Prism, where Katy completely let go of her past edginess. Its only vague remnant is Dark Horse, but ultimately it was high-gloss pop sheen, filled with songs about empowerment, love, and heartache. Although the similarities are more non-specific, Prism and 1989 do mirror each other in some ways. They both marked a turning point at the height of each of their careers. They both very obviously had the power of the pop machine fully behind them, even sharing a few producers. And they both lead off with music that existed in the same world. Take the thematic similarities between Roar and Shake It Off as an example. Both empowerment lead singles that touch upon familiar soundscapes, or their flirtation with trap and electropop on respective singles, Blank Space and Dark Horse. Basically, these two albums put these two artists into a conversation they likely would have never been in if the albums didn't occur. If there was any time for their worlds to truly collide, it was supposed to be during this time period. Otherwise, prior to this, these two beefing wouldn't have really made sense at all, and the portrayal of anger or edginess in their music during this time period exists behind a very thick wall of pop sheen. They are not as cutthroat or direct as some of their earlier and more bitter work would be, because of their level of fame, success, and priority of mass consumption. Today we will be looking back on these two entertainers, their conflict, and most importantly their songs. The topic at hand is not about the acts themselves, but the songs involved in this drama. Are they good diss tracks? Are they even good songs? Have they held up, or do they not? In 2014, during the press run for 1989, Swift confessed that her then new song Bad Blood was about another woman in the music industry during a Rolling Stone interview. For years, I was never sure if we were friends or not, Swift said. She would come up to me at award shows and say something and walk away, and I would think, are we friends? Or did she just give me the harshest insult of my life? Swift explained to Rolling Stone that the artist did something so horrible and called her relationship with the unnamed singer akin to straight up enemies. And it wasn't even about a guy. It had to do with business. She basically tried to sabotage an entire arena tour. She tried to hire a bunch of people out from under me, and I'm surprisingly non-confrontational. You would not believe how much I hate conflict. So now I have to avoid her. It's awkward, and I don't like it. The day after the story appeared online, Perry tweeted, "Watch out for Regina George in sheep's clothing." When she was later asked about the tweet, Perry said, "If somebody is trying to defame my character, you're going to hear about it." Taylor then publicly declared the subject of Bad Blood her enemy in 2015. "I'm never going to talk about her in my interview. It's not going to happen." She went on to add that it was natural that she has enemies. "It's not real if someone appears to never have any issues with anyone," she explained. "I have my friends, I have enemies." When Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift got into their small spat on Twitter over the VMAs, Katy Perry tweeted, "Finding it ironic to parade the pit women against other women argument about as one unmeasurably capitalizes on the takedown of a woman." In 2016, after it was revealed that Calvin Harris and Taylor Swift, who formerly dated, worked on Rihanna's smash, This Is What You Came For together, Calvin Harris fired off on Twitter, claiming that the reveal of the timing made him look bad, and that Taylor had it out for him just as she did Katy. He said, "I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury like Katy, but I'm not that guy. Sorry, I won't allow it." Katy said that she would be open to collaborating with Taylor if she apologized in 2016. And in 2017, she would warn of a response track emerging. Everything has a reaction or a consequence, so don't forget about that. Ruby Rose, a member of Taylor's Girl Squad, took a direct shot at Katy Perry after Swish Swish dropped, calling her music purposeful poop and taking aim at her sales. Deep into the Witness era in 2017, Katy got candid about the Swift tension. Okay, so there was like 3 backing dancers that went on tour with her tour, right? And they asked me before they went on tour if they could go, and I was like, yeah, of course. I'm not on a record cycle and get the work. And she's great and all that, but I will be on a record cycle probably in about a year. So be sure to put a 30-day contingency in your contract so you can get out if you want to join me when I say I'm going back on. So that year came up, right? And I texted all of them because I'm very close with them, and I said, look, just FYI, I'm about to start. I want to put the word out there. They said, okay, well, we're going to go and talk to management about it. And they did, and they got fired. Perry claims Swift never talked to her about the dancers despite her attempts. But what I want to say is that I'm ready for that BS to be done, she said. Now there is the law of cause and effect. You do something and there's going to be a reaction. She also stated that a text from Taylor declaring the beef over would be enough to end it. I wish that I could turn the other cheek every single time, but I'm also not a pushover, you know? Especially when someone tries to assassinate my character with little girls. That's so messed up. It was also speculated that Katy was one of the K-named celebrities that Swift's Look What You Made Me Do took aim at, although it is not commonly attributed to the feud with Katy. Honestly, the drama at hand is not all that interesting or interesting at all. There is no real details on the true inner workings of the drama, so it's hard to decipher who is in the right or who is in the wrong. The truth is likely somewhere in the middle. But the claims they made against each other are just that, claims. There's never been any evidence on either side. I will say there is something to be said about the way Taylor steered the narrative. This was when she was doing the whole Girl Squad thing and it drew some criticism because she was simultaneously trying to push the girl power shtick. When there's so many huge names involved in a song and video where you declared another artist your enemy, it certainly can come across as these entertainers dogpiling or coming together to take down this one girl. And people like Ruby Rose attacking Katy only gave credence to that speculation. Whether that was intentional or not, it obviously can reflect badly. And I don't think the criticism or at least questioning of the motives was unwarranted in this situation. But then things got nicer, and the two pop stars mellowed out around 2018. I feel like you can't talk about these songs without talking about the music videos, because the visuals are the true power behind both of these tracks, for better or for worse. I think it's safe to say that Bad Blood is a pretty great music video. It's one of Taylor Swift's best. It's known to have an all-star cast, but I just really love the futuristic and action-packed theme. It's a world away from Taylor being a coy teenage girl with more simple imagery. If you're going to go pop, this is the way to do it. It has an explosion, great effects, and obviously a very big budget. Swish Swish also had a very big budget, but it is worlds away from Katy's greatest visuals. It also has cameos from notable people, but it tries to play the comedic role and it doesn't succeed. It's filled with advertisements and memes that are now very dated, and the comedy doesn't really land. I think the major problem with this video is it's way too on the nose and filled to the brim with cliches. This was the moment for Katy to dig in her back pocket and bring out the more brash, cool girl fierceness that she made herself a name with. The video conflicts with the song. She spends majority of the video playing herself down. The same fierceness Nicki Minaj showcased in the video is the same level of fierceness Katy should have showcased. Even if it had to be a basketball themed music video due to the song's usage of basketball terms, it did not have to be so cliche. Katy has a pretty solid videography, but this video sticks out like a sore thumb. Admittedly, I don't have strong positive feelings for either song. In fact, in some cases I would say I hate the songs. I'm not going out of my way to listen to either, but if one came on, which one would I prefer to listen to? It would be Swish Swish. Now it's time for me to express my grievances with both of these songs and highlight some of the positives as well. With Swish Swish, I genuinely love the way Katy comes onto the track and her inflections. I also think the song has a pretty nice house groove even if it is a bit generic, and Nicki Minaj delivers a competent verse. The main problem with this track is its laughable lyrics. A tiger don't lose no sleep, don't need opinions from a shellfish or a sheep. Or even worse, you're about as cute as an old coupon expired. It sounds very immature and it's like, what the f are you even talking about, girl? These lyrics do not have bite, they aren't good disses, they just make you scratch your head and ask, why didn't anyone go back and correct these? It just makes the entire idea of this being a song made to show some grit very laughable. The lyrics just did not land. And it's actually annoying that she has these patchy moments throughout the song because she actually follows the bad lyrics up with competent and coherent lyrics that actually land. But I also straddled the fence with the chorus of the song as well. I understand the intent, but I'm not sure Swish Swish Bish was a good move for a chorus. It's simple and it's kind of catchy, but also just kind of funny as well. I will also say that I feel Katie's emotion in this song. I at least feel that she has conviction with what she's saying. When it comes to Bad Blood, there's very little positives. The song is absolutely obnoxious and hands down one of Taylor Swift's weakest tracks. The way she drags out every word in the chorus sounds so whiny and annoying. The song itself is pretty generic trap pop, and even Kendrick Lamar couldn't save this song. I think when it comes to edginess portrayed in her music, Taylor tends to oversell it, which makes it have the opposite effect of being edgy. Taylor also has conviction in the song. I believe that she feels everything she is talking about, and even too much. The entire song just feels terribly melodramatic. And while there are no overtly obvious lyrical blunders, the lyrics come across just as overly dramatic as the delivery. So while there are no bad lyrics or lyrics that don't make sense, the lyrics are just annoying and certainly not one of her best written songs. The line "Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes" can sum up the song's dependence on dramatic mush. Which song is better? Swish Swish. But which song was more effective in its circumstances? Bad Blood. So this Taylor and Katie feud gave us like one great video, a whole lot of media speculation, and some of the most annoying and weakest songs of each of their careers. Katy Perry and Taylor Swift have since made up, extending a literal olive branch and becoming friends again, notably setting the internet ablaze when Katy made an appearance in Taylor Swift's "You Need to Calm Down" music video. The two pop stars have forgiven each other, and the songs that were vessels for this beef remain some of the most unimportant works they've ever done.